Would you like to know small business tips that you can use to get the money you need to grow your business? Well, I'm about to reveal to you what I've learned over 2 decades of helping entrepreneurs like you to help you get the most money for your business at the absolute best terms. I'm going to show you the types of financing you can get now, even when you think you can't qualify. I'm going to decode the lender and credit issuer secret approval formula, including talking about credit reports that they're using to make all kinds of decisions about you so you can beat the banks and be able to get the most money for your business. We're going to talk about the programs that will give you the best financing terms, even if you've been denied before. And I'm going to sprinkle in some of my best tips and tactics to help you get the most money at the best terms. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to get you access to our funding vault of 27 killer ways to get money to grow your business. We got a lot to cover, so let's dive in. A lot of business owners apply for credit financing and get denied. And the reason is because they don't know exactly what it takes to get approved. Now, I call this the 3C's cash acquisition formula, and it's one of the best small business tips I can give you. So there's 3 different ways that lenders look at your business to determine if you should get money. And it's based on 3 main C's. Now, the first C is called cash flow, which means if you have consistent cash flow in your business, verifiable per tax returns or bank statements, well, then that opens up a funding option for you, even if you have bad credit, even if you don't have any kind of collateral. Now, if you do happen to have collateral, like stocks, bonds, 401ks, IRAs, or any other type, including real estate and vehicles, well, then you can use that to qualify for financing. And you don't even need to verify any cash flow, and you don't need to have good credit either. Or maybe you have the third C, which is good personal or business credit. And if you have good personal or business credit, you can use that and that alone to get financing, even with no cash flow, which means even as a startup, even with no collateral to offset your debt. So the first thing to know is, what is your strength? Is it credit? Is it cash flow? Is it collateral? If it's none of those, well, in this training video, I'm still going to give you a way to be able to get money to grow your business. Before I give you more small business tips to get money, though, let's talk about what it takes to actually get approved. Look, a lot of business owners get denied for financing and think it's because their credit's not good enough, or they don't have enough cash flow, or they don't have enough income to verify. But the reality is, in the majority of denials, it's not because you don't have the income or credit to qualify. It's because you don't meet basic fundability standards that lenders and credit issuers have. So fundability is the criteria that lenders and credit issuers have to determine if you should be approved, how much money you should get, and the rates and terms you'll pay. If you get this right, if you nail fundability, well, then your chances of getting money for your business are substantially higher. I mean, substantially higher. We see so many business owners that get denied for financing again and again. They fix one thing on their fundability and turn around and get approved at the exact same sources. So there's over 125 factors that we found tie into fundability. Some of the main ones are to set up your business name, and don't choose a name that indicates you're in a high-risk industry. Make sure you know what industry you're in. There's an NAICS code that you need to know, and that determines what industry you're in. There's a lot of things that happen with business credit reporting agencies and lenders that put you in higher risk categories, even when you're not in higher risk categories. So you need to make sure you clearly understand the industry you're in, your NAICS code, and you include that on applications for credit and financing. Get a business address. If you don't need a real retail location, then get a virtual address. Don't get PO boxes or UPS addresses. Those will oftentimes get you denied. Get a business phone number, a voice over IP number, but never use a mobile phone or home phone as your business phone number on an application for credit and financing. Make sure your business phone number is toll free. Make sure it's listed with 411 as well. Make sure your business has a website and you have a professional email address. Stay away from those Gmail, Yahoo type email addresses. Make sure that your domain, like creditsuite.com, is the same as your email, like info@creditsuite.com. That gives you a ton of credibility. Set up a business bank account. That way you have business bank references when actually lenders are asking for bank references. And if you can get a license for your industry, like in your county, in your state, or even in your industry, get a license. It goes a long way. And there's some credit issuers like Granger who will even give you $2,500 credit lines just because you have a business license. But probably one of the most important fundability points that I can give you as a tip is to make sure that all your information online is congruent. Look, most lenders see applications that are fraudulent. That's the majority of applications they deal with. So they're oftentimes looking at your application, trying to determine if it's legit or if it's fraud. And one of the easiest and simplest ways they use to determine this is look at the information information on your application compared to everywhere else your information is listed online. So if your Yellow Page listings, if your website, if your social media channels, if all this information that's out there on the internet doesn't match your business exactly, they oftentimes think it's fraudulent and deny the application. So make sure all of your information is congruent online, including with your Secretary of State records. Now, if you followed these small business tips, then you've set yourself up perfectly to get funding. So let's talk about more how to get approved. So one of the best tips I can give you to get financing is to build your business credit. The nice thing about business credit is you can get it even if you don't have cash flow credit or collateral. Matter of fact, any business can get this as long as you have an entity and an EIN. And by building business credit, you make yourself more fundable. So it gives you a better chance of getting more money at better terms for your business. So building business credit is a matter of getting your fundability straight. We've talked about that. Getting some credit with initial vendors that are called starter vendors, places like Uline and Granger. You need about 5 of those type of accounts. And once you have those, then you can start getting revolving store credit. Staples, Office Depot, Sam's Club, Amazon, Walmart, almost all major retailers sell this kind of business credit or offer this kind of business credit without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check. And you can get it in a very short time after opening your business and starting to apply. And then once you have about 14 accounts in your business credit reports, then you can get Visa cards, MasterCards, auto financing, computer leasing. I mean, most of what you need money for to fund your business, you can get using business credit. So it's one of the best small business tips I can give you is get your fundability in line and then start building your business credit to open up a lot of doors for your business to get capital. Now, another tip I want to give you is how to get free money for your business. That sounds great. Well, you can do it through grants, and there's a lot of grants out there. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of different kind of grants you can get, even as a startup to a well-established business to give you the money you need to grow. But here's the best part. It doesn't have to be paid back. It's free money if you know where to go and how to get the grants. So you want to start in 2 different places. You want to go to Grant Watch. Now, Grant Watch has all kinds of local grants, for example, community grants, city grants, even grants for your actual state. And then you also want to go to grants.gov. This is the federal database of grants programs, and this is where most grants are. Most grants that are available come from the government, the federal government, and if you want to be able to access all those, you've got to go to grants.gov, and then you can access those. Now, accessing grants takes a little bit of time. You have to do some research on the grant that works best for you. You got to fill out the necessary paperwork, which sometimes is cumbersome, and there's companies and services out there that can help you. As a matter of fact, if you go to youtube.com/credit suite and just search grants, you'll find our training with grant expert Chris Johnson on everything you need to know to actually do the grant hiring or the grant finding process and applying process on your own. And you can even get Chris to help you along the way if you'd like to. So there's 2 different ways you can go to get grants and locations you can get the grants. And all you have to do is go through the process of applying and get yourself some free money. But let me also give you some tips to get money that might not be free, that has to be paid back, but more readily and easily accessible than grant money is. And this actually comes back to those 3 strengths: cash flow, credit, and collateral. So there's a lot of funding sources out there that will give you money just based on your cash flow. So these are called revenue lending or cash advance lenders or merchant cash advance lenders. There's also some sources like PayPal, Square, and Stripe. If you use those to accept payments, that will lend you money as well. Now, often this type of financing can get you as much as $500,000 in funding in less than 72 hours. And again, your credit doesn't matter and you don't need collateral. Now, that other C we talked about is collateral. And if you do have stocks, bonds, 401ks, IRAs, commercial real estate, residential real estate, vehicles of some sort, if your customers pay you on terms and you have account receivables or purchase orders, even equipment that you own free and clear, I think I mentioned inventory as well, you can use any of those kind of assets as collateral to get funding. Typically, interest rates are 5% or less. Your credit doesn't matter and you don't need any cash flow, which means you can get that kind of funding even as a startup business. Speaking of startup business, if you do have good personal credit or a guarantor, somebody you know that does, then you can qualify for a program called Credit Line Hybrid. And with Credit Line Hybrid, you can get up to $150,000 in no-doc credit lines. You don't have to supply bank statements and tax returns. It's no documentation. All that's needed is good credit from you or somebody else to qualify. And a lot of these credit lines offer 0% rates and report to the business credit reporting agencies. So not only are you getting up to $150,000 even as a startup, but the other nice thing is that you're building business credit at the same time. So those are ways that you can get money, whether you're using business credit, whether you're using free money from grants, or whether or not you're using one of these types of financing. There's some tips to be able to help you get the money you need to start and grow your business. Those are some of my best small business tips to help you get money to start and grow your business. Now, if you'd like to learn more about all the money you can get right now, well, give us a call for a free consultation. On that consultation call, we'll do a free fundability assessment to talk to you about all the things that need to be fixed on fundability to help you get more money. We'll also get your business credit reports for free from Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian. They cost you $249 direct if you go to the credit bureau's websites. We get them for you at no cost. Go through them with you and give you tips and tactics to improve your business credit. And we also do a funding qualification, tell you all the loans and credit lines you can get right now. Look, a lot of entrepreneurs can get money and don't think they can. Maybe that's you. So give us a call for the free consultation. We'll qualify you for all the loans and credit lines you can get now. 877-600-2487, 877-600-2487, or you can schedule your consultation online at creditsuite.com/consult. Did you get value from this training? If you did, please like and subscribe and keep your eye out for future trainings where we talk about more cool ways to get money to start and grow your business.